welcome to the Hate Intro podcast. Sorry, I felt like I was doing a Tim. Remember Tim used to go, hello.
Hello.
every time he'd introduce the pod. But yeah, so today we have a little bit of a different lineup because Ethan was at a film festival this past weekend. He was showing his short film there. So he hasn't had any time to see One Battle After Another, which is obviously the movie of the moment, the movie everyone's talking about right now. So we got our good pal Rendan on, who has seen it, to talk about it, and then we'll have Ethan come on a little bit later. But yeah, again, thank you so much for being here, Rendan. This is your third time being on the show.
Yeah, I'm becoming a staple. So that's fun. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
He also did it with like literally no notice too, so he's the GOAT.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. This happened very quickly, but we fly by the seat of our pants. We go with the flow. That's what we do here.
Uh-huh.
Also, guys, do I have like kind of a ghetto Pat or Bob Ferguson vibe right now? I feel like my hair is slicked back right now, and my facial hair, I kind of look like Leo in One Battle After Another.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
You do have a little bit of a different demeanor today. You look like you like one of those guys that just had a kid, and you're like trying to like ease into being a dad.
Like, guys, look, this is what we got to know about being a new father. Okay. But yeah, So what did you guys think of One Battle After Another? Let's start with you, Rendan. What did you think?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my favorite filmmakers, so I expected it to be really good, but he does have these little dips every once in a while, like Licorice Pizza, not really my vibe. So I was like cautiously optimistic about it, but I mean, this is one of the best movies I've seen in a long time in theaters. Can't wait to see it again. I think pretty much everything about it is flawless. The second watch, I think, will confirm if this is one of my favorites from him, but I loved everything about it. I think Sean Penn is the best part of this movie, and there's parts in it where I was laughing harder than in most comedies, and I didn't expect that. I should have, yeah. But I didn't, and so it was great. Everything about it, I loved it.
Yeah. What about you, Nick?
I didn't love it as much as you guys did, but I did really like it. It was a really, really solid movie. I think I liked a lot more movies this year than maybe y'all did. I think everybody keeps saying it's their favorite movie of the year. It's not for me. And I do like other Paul Thomas Anderson movies more. But I couldn't just sit here and nitpick things I hated about it. Like I can't just it's not one of those movies where I can be like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. You're right. Sean Penn was fucking amazing, even though I hate Sean Penn. He's the most like self-righteous, like piece of shit, annoying asshole in the world. But he was amazing in this.
Yeah.
Leo was amazing. It's gonna be hard for me to pick to be like the person who hates on the movie, even though I have to today. Mm-hmm. But it's really good.
Well, I mean, maybe it's like a Sinners situation where I feel like both you and I were kind of relegated to that position because Ethan was one of the Sinners is the decade of the movie, or the movie of the decade people, and we were like, I don't even know if it's the movie of the year, you know, like after seeing. I mean, it also didn't come out in like March. I wasn't even sure like how
it was like early in the year.
Yeah, it was earlier for. Yeah,
but yes. So I don't know. Sinner. I don't know why we don't have to get into a Sinners conversation, but I'm just saying it kind of reminds me of that dynamic on the pod where like we both gave that movie an 8. You said it kind of dropped a little bit after that, but I felt like we kind of just had to give the opposing contrarian take just to like level things out a little bit. But I am also a certified One Battle dick rider. I might be the biggest one of all you guys. I'm. I absolutely love the movie. It's hard to say that it's my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie because he did make There Will Be Blood, which is like I don't know. I don't know like if you could ever expect someone to top that. That must be like something that haunts that guy, just having it made that movie. Or I'm sure the Coens feel similarly about No Country and stuff. You know?
Oh yeah,
it might take the pressure off of him. Like he's like, I've already made the best movie I'm ever going to make. I don't have to.
Yeah.
What do I need to try for now? I can just make what I want.
It's true. This movie for me is like, it feels. I think we talked about it a little bit beforehand, but it feels like two Paul Thomas Andersons coming in and like shaking hands with each other in this movie, which is really interesting because you've got like, I haven't watched like Magnolia or Boogie Nights, but some of his older work is like very aggressive, very stylish. And then this newer stuff is so laid back and like weed smoking. And then this one is like that weird balance of both that meets in the middle in a way that I honestly did not expect him to be able to capture again. It was so interesting.
It's like those movies, like when you walk in and your dad's watching like these just absurd movies and you're like, what is this? He's like, well, this has this guy from 1973 that you've never seen before, but he came back and made this movie. It's straight to TV, but like, but there's a bunch of explosions and it's pretty sick. It's like that, but if it was like elevated by many margins.
Yeah.
It's a dad movie, but like an elevated dad movie.
I don't know what kind of dad you have, but my dad would not like this movie.
Really?
My dad would hate this movie. Just
my dad would like this movie.
Subject matter alone, but
my dad would like this movie. It was like made in Indonesia, and like you couldn't really hardly understand the plot.
Yeah. Well, I think my dad might like this movie if it was about revolutionaries in another country that were leftist, maybe. But I think since they're like leftist revolutionaries who are clearly fighting some kind of caricatured version of the Trump administration, like, then maybe he'd be able to stomach it then. But
yeah,
I feel like that does kind of make it a very easy target for like these review bombs. I'm usually like one of those people that like is kind of a non-believer in review bombs, but we literally right before this we looked on Google reviews, and this movie has like as many bad or 1 stars as it does 5 stars, which is insane.
Yeah.
So like,
well, I mean, on Letterboxd, I don't know what are like, because Letterboxd keeps a running list of like the top movies, the top 200 movies ever, right? They do that.
Yeah,
and
I think IMDb does too. Yeah,
so like on Letterboxd, the average score is 4.5, which is like ridiculously high. That's like an insane rating. So I'm assuming, because I know Dune Part 2 made it on that list in like a mid-tier way, and I think that's only like 4.3 or 4.4 or something. So it's got to be, if it's not already, it probably will be up on that like top echelon.
But you have to take it. So this is what I've been thinking about with this movie, right? Like, I would say the last few years of movies, like obviously there's been a few standouts, but there haven't really been that many good movies in the past probably like 3 years, I would say. And I think people are like, this is the best movie in the last decade. It's because people have short fucking memory. Like, we have had good movies, but like this year has been genuinely pretty fucking good for movies. I think the last couple of years have sucked a little bit, but like people are just not realizing how long or how short ago it was that we were actually having good movies coming out every year.
Yeah, this year's been great. I really like so many from this year. But I mean, it's hard too, because it's like this movie is being marketed and it has the budget of a high end movie. It's being marketed with Leonardo DiCaprio. It has $170 million budget. So it's essentially competing against, like the big tentpole blockbuster movies, when it absolutely doesn't feel like that in any way, shape, or form. So it's a weird anomaly where it's coming out and people that probably wouldn't see it in any other context are seeing it, which is bizarre.
Well, it's like those Scorsese movies. It's like it's just his gimme movie.
Mm-hmm. One for him, one for me type thing.
What do you mean by gimme movie?
Like whenever production companies are like, you can make a movie, we know it's going to not make money. Because this movie is not going to make money.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
ever.
Paul Thomas Anderson's movies basically never do make money. Or if they do, they make like a very small amount of money.
Literally, I read an article the other day that was like the number one movie for sales for him was like 70 million in gross.
Yeah.
So
like Leo is really getting out in front of this movie. He's like really promoting it hard. Like he did fucking Jimmy Fallon, which I think the last time he's maybe done that like once in the past 15 years, which was I'm pretty sure for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He went on with Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, but he like, do you guys listen to The Big Picture on the Ringer Network? It's probably my favorite movie podcast. It's a really good show with like Sean Fennessy, but he did an interview on that show, which I was like, Leo and Paul Thomas Anderson were both on a podcast, like doing interviews about this movie. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like they're really trying to sell. And, the only reason why I think this movie can get made with that budget is because Leo is bankable, like that's the only thing that really makes it viable at all.
I think Paul Thomas Anderson's movies over time eventually become profitable. Like, I think they've probably over time on video sales and streaming service and streaming sales and things like that have probably made money on like his earlier movies. And I'm sure like I don't know, Inherent Vice kind of sucked, but I was gonna say like I don't know, some of his like lower budget movies, I'm sure they've made money over time. I just don't think this movie they're ever really gonna recoup this movie.
Yeah, no,
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't know how it's tracking or anything like that. I feel like maybe
I think it made 44 million in its first weekend.
Well, that's
yeah,
not bad.
so that's not super
Worldwide.
great. That if that was a Marvel movie, imagine what the
Oh.
what the articles would be like if a Marvel movie made that much money.
Yeah.
But you know,
Biggest
obviously
flop of the year.
The expectations are different. Yeah, but I don't know. It seems I don't know if I can't divorce myself from just being like a film bro guy. Like I can't like in my world, everyone is talking about this movie, but I don't know if it's like that for everybody else. You know, like what do you guys think? Is this like permeating through the culture at all?
I don't
No.
think so, because I mean I'm in the same circles where it's like this is the thing, but then I'll go because I'm also in circles with like athletes and like business guys and car dealerships, and almost nobody even knows about it, which is wild.
The average person doesn't know who Paul Thomas Anderson is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. No one watches his movies. Like he is kind of the film bro guy, but he's like the best living director. You just have to know, I guess. But I recommend his stuff to people all the time, and they legit have no idea. They're like, "Oh, who? What? I don't know what that is."
But for a guy,
Yeah.
he's always worked with big movie stars. Like I feel like Magnolia has Tom Cruise in it. I mean, he's worked
Yeah.
with Daniel Day-Lewis
Adam
twice,
Sandler.
right? Yeah, Adam Sandler, Joaquin Phoenix multiple times. So it's just like I don't know. I feel like ambiently they might have heard of at least a movie or two of his. Like I'd be surprised if they haven't. But like like Rendan, even like when you say like, oh well, did you see Magnolia or did you see Punch Drunk Love? They're still like no, or There Will Be Blood. Even they still don't know.
No, not
I
really.
think Boogie Nights is one that most people have heard of.
Yeah, Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights is probably his most recognizable, but yeah, I mean, like There Will Be Blood is basically nobody, which is insane to me. And Punch Drunk Love, even less. Phantom Thread, nobody. Inherent Vice, nope. Like all 90% of his movies are just not like people just don't know.
Surprisingly, the movie that has been brought up of his movies from like non-film people, the most to me is Hard 8, which is weird.
Oh, that's shocking! Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
It's really good.
In the lead up to this, I tried to watch all of them. I think I've seen all of them except that one actually now, and that documentary he did about those musicians, Junoon. Have you guys ever seen that one?
Mm-mm.
That was another one that he did in like the 2010s that I haven't seen. But yeah, I mean, as far as the movie itself goes, I mean, I think structurally it's really interesting. I think it was a pretty bold choice to start it the way they did. Especially what we're talking about, considering how it's being marketed, to kind of really sideline Leo in the first 40 minutes. Like he's there, but it's really Teyana Taylor's. That's her section of the movie. So when I first got into the theater, I was like, I feel like this isn't even really Leo's movie. Like, is that going to change at all? Like, I saw the trailer, so I was like, I feel like
I feel like it's never really Leo's movie.
Yeah, well, I think it's his movie. I don't think it's his story. I think ultimately it's Willa's story. I think that's like the narrative really centers around her journey. Ultimately, it's kind of like a passing of the torch from one generation to the next. But throughout most of the movie, I think you are following Leo more.
But he's never driving. He's never driving the plot. His character, not once is he making any kind of impact to the plot at all. He's just fumbling his way through it, and like outside influences are carrying him around.
Yeah. No, I think that's like totally thematically purposeful to have him be like so.
But like I feel like
behind the plot.
but I feel like the protagonist is the person that has to drive the plot. Like just like conceptually, as a protagonist, you have to move the plot forward.
Yeah, but Willa isn't really driving the plot either because she goes from being. Like,
I honestly feel like Sean
Penn's
the most of the protagonist more than anybody else.
He's definitely not the protagonist. I mean,
yeah, he's pretty evil, but he is like the catalyst for everything. Like when I try to explain this to people, it's basically impossible to explain this unless you've seen it. Like I don't even know how. Like you said, the first 40 minutes is just this thing over here that kind of hangs over the rest of the movie. like it's like Twin Peaks. If you guys have seen that show, Laura Palmer is like the cloud over the whole show, but she's barely in it. It's kind of like that. It's like this first little short film is hanging over the rest of this story. I think I wrote in my notes, it was like the first act is 16 years, and then the next 2 hours is 16 hours. It's such a weird change of pace. But I think that I think that's like the best part, is that Sean Penn is the one actively driving the story forward because he wants to get into a racist KKK club. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, should we just say we haven't really spoiled anything super major yet? We should just say spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Or should we try to, because Rendan, lately we've been doing synopses on the podcast, which is something that we ignored doing for like the first 50 episodes. We're like, let's try to be professional. Let's try to do this. Should we do it, Nick? Should I do a quick one real quick?
You can do a quick synopsis for it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So the movie follows Teyana Taylor's Perfidia Beverly Hills, and at least for the first 40 minutes, as we were saying, and what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio as Ghetto Pat, who's like they're both apparently leftist revolutionaries fighting against a fascist regime, like a caricatured version of kind of like Trump's America in an alternate U.S. basically. For the first 40 minutes, it's that you get introduced to Sean Penn's character, who is working for the government. He's a colonel. He is at an immigration center that they invade and take over, and he has this sort of weird psychosexual relationship with Teyana Taylor's character. They end up having a kid together, which you think it might be Leo's kid, but it's heavily implied that it's actually Sean Penn's kid, which is a big problem for him because, like we were saying, he wants to join a racist Christmas themed white supremacist cult or whatever. But yeah, so then the movie flashes forward 16 years later, after Teyana Taylor's character ends up ratting all of her comrades out, basically, which basically sets everyone off in a million different directions, everyone who is in the revolutionary group. And now 16 years later, it's Leo with Willa, and they have
clarify that she ratted everybody out, and most of them were murdered by Sean Penn's character.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing this is harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So I'll do the rest of the movie in like two quick sentences, basically. So then, long story short, Lockjaw comes back into the picture, Sean Penn's character, and he finds out Bob and Willa's identities, and now they are on the run. They get separated. So Leo's entire journey throughout the movie is trying to find his daughter, trying to figure out where this rendezvous point is, and meets up with Benicio del Toro. There's a lot of stuff with that, but that's basically the gist of it. Sorry, that was a pretty shitty synopsis. This is hard, but
I mean, that's what I was saying. Anyway. Like, this movie's impossible to explain unless you've seen it. It's like it's really long of things. Yeah, it's so dense. I've tried to explain it to so many people, and I'm like, dude, there's nothing I can say to prepare you for it at all.
So, yeah. Did y'all feel like any like Tarantino-isms in this movie?
Yeah, it's tonally. I think it's if we're gonna say any of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies resemble Tarantino movies, I think this is the one that has the most Tarantino vibes for sure.
The code names, like how over the top everybody like portrays themselves, especially like what's the Perfida?
Yeah, Perfidia Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Her character. Yeah, it's just like the only thing that made this feel like a Paul Thomas Anderson movie to me is Sean Penn's character. It felt very, very like Paul Thomas Anderson villain.
Yeah.
But this movie really didn't, like, I know y'all are saying it's like a culmination of all those things, but like it kind of felt like a whole new thing to me. Like, but tending closer to like a Tarantino movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't say that it definitely feels like a whole new thing to me, mostly because I think it's the most experimental, highly accessible movie I've ever seen. Like it's in terms of execution, I think it's extremely expansive and ambitious. But in terms of just like setting up engaging characters and a really propulsive plot to kind of just bring people along the whole time. I think it's extremely accessible. I think it might be, besides Boogie Nights, probably his most like mainstream / accessible movie that he's ever done,
Hard
especially
Eight
compared
too,
to
but you haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, especially compared to like from The Master on, like Inherent Vice is like so
I genuinely hate Inherent Vice.
Yeah, Inherent Vice makes me want to blow my head off. I do not like that movie either. I don't
remember it well enough to say. I just remember being so confused by it. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I was like, why is every shot a close-up? I don't know where I am.
Yeah, everybody's acting like it's like the next coming of noir films. I'm like, bro, watch fucking Under the Silver Lake, dumbass.
I don't even know who these people are talking about or where I am. Yeah, Under the Silver Lake's way better. That's a different conversation.
Well, Inherent Vice wasn't really like universally praised, though. A lot of people had criticisms of that movie. I remember people being like, "This is he's going a little bit too far into the whacked out category." But
from what I understand, that's like mostly the source material. I haven't read it, but I've heard that like the source material is brutal too.
Yeah,
all of these movies like based on novels?
A lot are.
There Will Be Blood is I think The Master might I think The Master might be based on source material too.
I think it is,
but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, dude, I'm sure he had to have researched actual the history of Scientology, because Philip Seymour Hoffman basically is just L. Ron Hubbard, if you know anything about that guy. And
absolutely.
like so much of what do they call it? What do they call it in The Master? I can't remember what their cult is called, but so much of it is just like Xenu and the going clear and all those things. So and then Inherent Vice. I mean, he's really gravitated towards Pynchon, it seems like, later in his career. I'm not sure about Phantom Thread, but I've been listening to the audiobook for Vineland, which is what One Battle was very, very loosely based on, because I've only gotten through a couple of chapters so far, and there's not a ton of resemblance, really, especially in terms of a plot. I would say that more kind of thematically, it's definitely similar, mostly in that in Vineland, it's about these ex-hippies who are dealing with the fallout of their failed cultural revolution in the 60s and now living through the Reagan era. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, we totally failed. And now in this movie, it's kind of like Paul Thomas Anderson's generation, I guess, even though they didn't really have a cultural revolution in the 90s. They're now dealing with the fallout of the Trump era, which they obviously, don't want. Right. That's the main thing that I can see in terms of kind of being faithful to the source material. It's kind of more a spiritual successor,
If I had to give a few criticisms about the movie, I really think that a lot of the early stuff, like in that first 40 minutes, I think the revolution stuff was very much, it didn't seem like they're this big organized syndicate like it's meant to make you believe. They're like, everything they're blowing up, there's it's empty, it's making zero impact. I don't understand what they think they're doing. The only thing that made any kind of impact was them invading that immigration facility, but everything else surrounding it, even that bank robbery that they're doing for no fucking reason, it's all pointless shit.
Well, the bank robbery they're doing to bankroll their revolution, that's okay. Remember, Jungle Pussy gets up there and she's like, your money, my artillery, my rounds. That's how they're able to live, is they rob banks sometimes, I guess. But I don't know. I think them being kind of impotent, I think, is the point. They failed. They weren't what they thought they were, and now ultimately that that job of changing the world that they failed to fix is now that lays at Willa's feet now. That's her job to take it forward, to do whatever they were trying to do and failed to do. I mean, it's totally exemplified in the characters. Bob to me, especially in the first 40 minutes of the movie, this is solidified when you find out that he's basically just the dude 16 years later. But he felt like somebody who's like, yeah, I have some knowledge about this stuff, but I'm basically just joining this so I can have a cool girlfriend. He didn't really
that's how I took
care
it
about this. And Perfidia is totally performative. She's like, I'm so fucking badass, but the second there's heat on her, she just rats everybody out, and she knows that's gonna end up in all of those people dying. She doesn't care.
Well, she just liked the attention.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
She definitely, especially in terms of her relationship with Lockjaw, which is really funny
But
and weird.
that's the whole
Mhm.
that's the whole thing. I think all of that kind of the fact that like I guess there are a few people who genuinely care, but like every one of the people that are supposed to care that you follow don't seem like they actually like make any kind of impact for one, and for two actually give a fuck. So like whenever you see the daughter going at the end to like go do the carry on the resistance, it's like, do I really want her to do that? Like that feels like a stupid ending. Like I feel like she shouldn't be a part of this either.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the world, especially the world that they live in, it's a heightened version of our own. But I mean, the world does need to change. I mean, that world, it needs people that maybe not necessarily doing violent revolution. Like, I'm not going to advocate for that, but someone needs to be doing something. Like they have the Christmas Adventure Saint Nick weirdos who are literally like the most racist people in the country, and they're controlling everything. Like somebody's got to do something. So I feel like for her to be taking on the mantle, I feel like that's a positive ending, especially if she can do it in a better way, in a more faithful way, in a less performative way than her parents did. I feel like that's a win, right?
Yeah. What's the chick from Scary Movie that was in this?
Regina Hall or Regina? No, yeah, Regina Hall, right?
I think that's her.
Yeah. She's great.
She's
so
awesome.
good in this. I wish she was in more of it.
Every performance in this is like career best. Like Leo, I've always been a little bit wishy-washy on. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, he's just being himself. But this one was like, wow, okay, he genuinely feels like he's taking on a character. Like I really loved him in Wolf of Wall Street, but like The Revenant, I didn't see anybody but Leo in that. I didn't see anybody but Leo in like The Aviator.
He's really good in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but yeah, I agree. I don't know. I never understood the Revenant hype.
No, me either. Well, I think that movie's boring.
I agree. I agree with you that he does kind of play himself in certain things, particularly like in a lot of his work with Nolan. I felt like, well, Nolan just has a character that he wants He just wants to write Leonardo DiCaprio into his movie. But I don't know. Like I kind of just make an exception for him because clearly just who he is a very compelling person to watch. So it's like,
yeah, that's fair. He's a movie star.
He's doing a good job. Yeah,
it's like Tom Cruise.
He's doing a good job.
You don't expect Tom Cruise to do a whole lot anymore, which is fine.
Yeah. Which Benicio del Toro's call out to Tom Cruise in this movie was so awesome. Benicio del Toro was just so goddamn cool in this movie. He's fantastic. It was one of his coolest performances.
Yeah, he was bad. I was expecting him to the whole like first 10 minutes of him on screen. I was like, he's gonna turn on him. He's gonna turn on him. Never did. I was like, that's sick. I'm happy.
He's just like a chill dude.
Yeah, he was vibing out the whole time.
Yeah,
Nick, I know you're saying like like a lot of what the French 75 were doing didn't necessarily have an impact, and I think I agree, and I think that's important for the film's like ultimate core themes or message or whatever. But at the same time, like Benicio del Toro's sensei character, he clearly respects them. Like that's the only reason why he's doing. I mean, I'm sure he likes Bob, but once he finds out that he was in the French 75, he's like, it's not, I got to save a French 75 2 times in a day. Like, fuck yeah, let's go. So they clearly have some kind of at least like cultural staying power or relevance, even 16 years later, now that they're all like disparate and not really connected.
I agree. I feel like I don't know. I just wish it was handled better. I think they could have. I think they could have handled the fall of like her carrying the torch by her mom being the like basically the one who ruined everything, right? They could have been like it could have been like a lineage thing where like they're fucked up. They fucked up because her mom fucked up, and then she gets her chance to fix things,
But isn't that what happened?
Kinda, but I'm saying they could have been more competent, and then it would have felt more like impactful when they got taken down.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's not that they weren't competent. I mean, they at
least on screen
they did do what they set out to do. I mean, they're setting out to let's go over like the main things that they did. They bombed like it seems like a campaign headquarters. They
bombed like a courthouse. And like nobody was in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was their whole thing. They didn't want to kill people. That's why, like, the second that Perfidia kills someone, she's like, "Oh fuck, this just got really real." Like, that's
But
not
why
something
wouldn't
that
they
she
just
wanted to do.
Why wouldn't they just like bomb a place that has people that are bad?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could have done that, but I don't know. You want to be a little bit more targeted. If they're gonna bomb like some campaign headquarter office, like who's to say that's not gonna hurt people that don't deserve to get hurt in their eyes? I don't know. I mean, I thought they were
but if they're just robbing a bank, it's likely they're gonna fucking end up killing an innocent person anyways.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's a dangerous proposition, like doing a revolution, and they are doing a violent revolution or insurrectionary acts or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't think their express goal is to just like wanton violence. Like they don't want that.
I like the whole concept of it. I like what he's going for. I'm just saying I think there's elements of it that could have been a little bit more like convincing for me.
Yeah, I feel you there.
I can see that.
So, did you guys feel like Leo was too much the dude in this movie? I think it was perfect, like homage, honestly. But I could see someone walking out of this and being like, "Why was he just the dude?"
I could see somebody being disappointed with it, but I think for what the role called for, I think he was perfect.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I could see what you're saying. I didn't really even think about it until you mentioned it, but it is just the dude. I think it's a perfect character to kind of exemplify the movement of the movie, where it's like the French 75 sort of failed in their mission, and he's just kind of become, I don't know, like lazy and alcoholic and drugged out to the point where he's completely disconnected from life. So I kind of like that overall, that arc for him of being disconnected and then having like shepherding, nurturing his daughter into being connected again. So I think that's kind of great.
Right. Yeah.
I do wish it. I was like the normie moviegoer in me that he had some type of like redemption arc of some kind. I feel like he didn't really get much for that, which I guess that's probably intentional. But I can see like people going in there and being like, "Well, he just was useless the whole fucking time."
Yeah, it's like, have you guys seen Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
No, I've never seen that.
Okay, it's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies because it's like this generic action movie with this action hero. Kurt Russell is going to be this action hero, and he's the most useless airhead idiot the whole time, and everybody's doing everything for him. Like the climax of the movie is this gigantic action scene where he immediately knocks himself out for the entire thing. And it's like this supposed to be this main character who's a badass, and he's not even in the movie. That's what this felt like to me. It was like Big Trouble in Little China. You expect it to be Leo's movie, like we're saying, and then he's like a bumbling idiot the entire time. He tries to jump from one building to another and immediately falls 40 feet. Like he's just an idiot.
that was a great. I mean, the way they shot that too, it was really cool.
Hilarious.
I like audibly just was like fuck in the theater when I watched that.
And then he gets tased. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have easily not worked, but I think every other supporting character was so strong, like it really didn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, it's like he's not a total buffoon though. You know, like he is he's getting through mostly because of Sensei. Yeah, like Sensei helping him out.
Mm-hmm.
But he remembers how to hotwire the car, you know, like he can sort of shoot a gun. He's like he knows how to do some stuff. He's not like if you would have just slapped the dude in that scenario in this movie, he would have been dead in 2 seconds, you know? Like he knows how to do a little bit. So I don't know. But I do wish that he doesn't get I mean, I think he is redeemed. I think he's redeemed ultimately. He might not be redeemed as like an action movie protagonist, but as a father, I think he is for sure. That was his you know, he did what he set out to do. I think he wanted to save his daughter.
She saved herself.
She saved herself, but he was there for her ultimately. You know, which I like he never stopped trying to get to her, which I think is what matters in the end. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I do wish there was like. I mean, the movie was already fucking long as shit, but I do wish there was a bit more of them showing kind of like what his daughter's upbringing was like, because she did seem like she was really good at a lot of stuff, and I'm like, how? He didn't seem like he was very good at much stuff. Like I wish I could have seen a little bit more of that. But
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
don't know.
That's fair. She is kind of relegated to the side a little bit.
I love the scene, the scene where she's basically parenting him. When she's like, where were you last night? How did you get home? And he's like, honey, I know how to drink and drive. That was the funniest. That's the funniest line in the movie for me. That's so funny.
Yeah, the humor of this, I think, makes it too. Because I was thinking about it, like Sean Penn's performance when he's getting interviewed by the KKK, essentially, and they're like, "You don't have anything in your past, any relationships with anyone but white people," and he's like, "Oh no." That stuff had me howling in the theater. If this movie was as serious as I think a lot of people expected it to be, it would probably be boring as shit. But the fact that it is so funny, I think just completely elevates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Penn was just like hyper autistic.
He's like the walk he does while he's like completely covered in blood. I was in tears. He's just like manly walking and half his face is blown off. Spoilers. I was dying. Loved that.
Yeah, it was great. And then even his death scene was like just really, really good. So, I didn't think I'd make it in. Okay. Cool. He's just like a little boy.
It's so great.
Yeah, he's like crying. He's so proud. He's so proud to just be a part of this white supremacist group.
That's the funniest thing too. He's not even
Santa, dude. Why?
He's not even like racist. He's like the most tragic character because he's not even racist. He doesn't even like necessarily believe any of the shit he does. He just does everything he can to find a way to fit in somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves black women, and he can't love black women as the government.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think that's like a self-hating aspect of him. Like he loves black women, doesn't want to admit that to himself, and of course can't admit it to any of his friends in the government or the military.
All right.
Wait, real quick. Yes. My favorite Sean Penn moment of the movie was when he had the bouquet of flowers, knocks on the door, she's not answering, so he goes back and gets the battery. It's so funny.
Yeah, I was dying at that part.
And he has the worst haircut of all time, the whole movie too.
It's just so short on the back.
Yeah.
He's so great.
What I want to know what y'all's opinion on just how much power the government had to do whatever they wanted. Like they were just assassinating people left and right like it didn't fucking matter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they definitely especially Sean they kind of imply that Sean Penn has his own unit of the military. I think it was called like MKU. Yeah. And they seem to be sort of like a Black Ops unit almost, because when he decides to invade that town that Bob and Willow live in, he's like, all right, just like make up some shit about like why I need to go there. Whatever. I think he says like drugs and tacos or something. He says like something like that. And then they go there. There's obviously, resistance to them. And he's like, send in Eddie Van Halen. So then it's like a false flag operative guy who goes in and throws Molotov cocktails. So they just have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. So I think it's all just like it's stuff like that, like subterfuge. And, I think that were this the real world, if there was a unit like that, I feel like, revolutionaries that were causing violence and stuff, I feel like the government might be able to just disappear people like that. I mean, they're clearly doing it with migrants in the U.S. right now. So I don't know. U.S. citizens, it might be a little bit different, but I feel like they could probably get away with it. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think it's pretty obvious that their task force is just like a small nutshell for the entire government. Like Lockjaw himself, I feel like is just a representation of like the Trump administration boiled down into one guy who is very performative, very insecure, and has these things that he likes but can't have them because he has to play a part. And then he has this secret operation, and I think it's great. I liked it a lot how they handled that stuff.
Yeah,
I liked it too. I think it was very over the top and kind of lent into that like Tarantino vibe I was talking about, but it still worked for me.
Yeah, I think that's why it works, is because it's over the top. Because it's like you can't, if you like, again, if it was a very serious movie, which he's known for kind of doing recently, more serious roles, if it was very, very serious, I think a lot of that stuff would come up more in like those plot hole discussions of like, why would the government do this, or are they even allowed to do this? But because it's just like a farce, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one, especially, this is embodied most of all in the Christmas Adventurers. I mean, even calling him that to begin with is so funny. And I'm assuming, I don't know the exact reason why he called it that, but I'm assuming that they think of like Saint Nick as a representation of like Judeo-Christian white values or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm sure that's what it is. I didn't really look into that, but I think that's just so perfect. Like caricaturing these people in a way that shows them that they are the sauceless motherfucker. They have the least sauce out of anybody that you could possibly imagine. Like they want to impose their will on everybody, but they have no taste. It's just incredible,
I found myself in the theater. Anytime something happened to Lockjaw, like something bad, his car goes off the road, I was like, "Hail Saint Nick!" Every time it happened.
There was like this part whenever they were sending the guy after him, Lockjaw, to kill him.
Mustang guy,
and they were basically like, they were bringing up that he had sex with what's her name, Perfidia.
Yeah, Perfidia Hills.
And what did they say? Because like they were talking about like how he, I don't know if they said he had a kid or something, but they asked some question that like was like they didn't actually care, but they were like, doesn't he, like, what did they say? I forgot the exact conversation. It fucked me up.
What, when they go in the underground compound?
Yeah, when they're talking in the underground bunker and they're explaining what happened to that guy, and the old guy's like, or they're like, hey, he had a kid with this chick, and they're like, they asked a question, and I forgot what it was, but it really like fucked me up, and I wish I remembered it.
I can't really remember.
I can't think of it either.
I have to watch it again.
Like, what was the answer to the question?
Well, like they were basically saying like, is there a way to like, basically they were implying that they didn't care that he had a kid with a black chick. They were just upset about a certain aspect of it if it were the case, which I guess was the case, and they decided to kill him.
No, I think they were just they felt like him being associated with their club and having a mixed race kid, like that was enough grounds to kill him off the bat. Like that's what I took from it. Like
that was
all
like
they needed.
That was it, but there was something else they said. I'll have to loop back and talk to you about it, but there was something that like was weird about what they said.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
I was wondering if y'all remembered.
But yeah, so we're at like 45, so we should probably loop Ethan back in because Ethan, like I said, Ethan hasn't seen this movie. I can't wait until he does. But yeah, it just in closing, I'm sure we'll talk about this movie spoiler free a little bit in the context of Paul Thomas Anderson's career a little bit more. But I mean, Nick, to go back to what you were saying before about people maybe saying that this movie is the greatest movie of the decade because there aren't that many good movies. I think that maybe that's I think I've been more kind to the past 5 years in movies than you have. I think there's been some real bangers in the past 5 years, but I think it's also just that it's very rare to see a movie that's like so timely as this. Like I especially just everything that's been going on in the past couple of weeks, the fact that this movie comes out from this guy that, like, as we've been saying, one of the, if not just the best living American filmmaker, making a movie like this on this week. It's just like it kind of boggles the mind how much of a coincidence that is. So I feel like I think people are really reacting to and responding to that. I think that's a big part of it too. And as we've been saying, we've just been gushing over it the whole time. It's just a great fucking movie. So I can't speak more highly of it than that.
It's fantastic. It's timely, and it feels timeless too. It's a very rare movie where you can feel and see the $170 million on screen. Like that, the way it looks, the way sounds, it just is a pure movie, and it's rare. I mean, you get these $150 million budget movies, and I'm like, where did the money go? I feel like I'm just watching it burn. But this one just is perfect.
It's very true. It's a really nice looking movie.
I mean, the final action scene, the hills and everything.
Oh yeah,
it was just one of the coolest car chase scenes I've ever seen.
I agree. So I was thinking of that scene. I was like, if this was made by literally anybody else, Like if Michael Bay made that last car chase scene, it would be a nightmare. But the way it shot it was like with the compressing all the hills together. I was just picturing Michael Bay.
Well, he did
with
just
the
shot
camera
it from
right
a helicopter.
behind it. Crazy. He shot it from a helicopter. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
No, I was saying he probably would have just shot it from a
Oh
helicopter.
yeah, with the
just a high
spinning
shot.
camera right behind the license plate. Yeah, tires squealing.
Yeah. It'd have been gross.
Oh, and
Yeah.
of course we should mention Johnny Greenwood's score, which was one of the best movie scores I've seen in a really long time.
It's been a minute.
I
That was
think
really good.
he's an excellent composer. I mean, you guys know he's
so
like the
good.
guitar player at Radiohead, right?
Yeah.
Like
No.
he's a fucking excellent musician. But
Incredible.
But yeah, let's do ratings. So I'm just straight up 10 out of 10. Loved it.
Love it. I'd probably give it a 9. I'm going again tonight, so it could easily change, but I give it a 9 right now.
I'm like right between 8.5 9. I'll go ahead and say 9 for now.
I thought you
Nice.
were just gonna
Nice.
say 8. I thought you were gonna say 8 just to piss me off.
No, it's really good. It's a really good movie.
Mhm.
I liked Weapons more though.
Okay. All right.
Fair.
Well, let's get Ethan back in here.
I hate to interrupt this PTA discussion, but welcome to the middle of Hate to Interrupt.
All right, Ethan's served his time out.
Yep.
Glad to have you back.
Rendan, you were saying that it would be smart, and we're not gonna spoil one battle after another in this conversation, but we were talking about how it'd be cool if we could have a discussion on who's the best living modern filmmaker now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of had a similar discussion about that a while back. I think it was on our Gladiator episode, but it was a bit reversed. It was like ranking old directors over the age of 60 and if they were still S tier or washed up or sex pests.
Sex pest.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of good options.
There's a lot of great options. Yeah. It's like, for me, it comes down to right after one battle after another. It's like Paul Thomas Anderson is up there. Martin Scorsese is up there. And I'm not sure many other people get close. Like, is Mikhail Haneke maybe? But
So does it count people who are still alive, but their recent movies aren't that good? Or is it
I
they're
mean,
still actively
I'd say-
making good movies?
I'd say if they're alive and they're currently working,
Yeah,
currently
But,
making stuff.
okay.
But I would say pure filmography and being alive, I think Steven Spielberg has a
Yeah, but so much of his last 15, 20 years have been just
That's
kinda
what I'm saying. If we're
Yeah.
counting his recent stuff, then
He's
I
not
wouldn't say
great.
him at all.
Yeah, that's an interesting
But his
question.
whole filmography,
Did you guys like The Fablemans? I haven't seen.
I
that,
love
but
The
I
Fablemans,
heard that was
actually.
really good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I wanna
solid.
see
It's
very
pretty good.
good.
because
It's
that's
probably
the
the
only
best
one
thing
I've
he's
heard
done
was really good for him.
recently.
It's
Yeah.
it's a good movie if you like film though. It's not a good movie for everybody.
Yeah, it's a filmmaker movie for sure. It's probably a little inaccessible for anybody that A, doesn't know much about Spielberg, and B, doesn't know much about filmmaking. But it's fun for those reasons. Everything he's doing now is just for babies, but that one was pretty good.
It's also kind of just a shittier Cinema Paradiso.
I've never seen
Yeah.
that one either.
I've heard of that one. It's
He's
an
so
Italian
That's on
interesting,
my-
man. He's Spielberg has some of the best movies ever made under his belt. He redefined
And so many
blockbuster
genres.
filmmaking. Yeah, and he created the PG-13 rating, and yet this
Yeah.
man is you know what I'm gonna do now? I made Jurassic Park, I made Jaws, I'm gonna make the BFG. And I'm get real, dude. What are you doing?
I'm gonna make Ready Player One.
Yeah, what are we doing, dude? I can't
Yeah.
stand that. I'm
feel
gonna
like
make
that-
movies for
but-
my kids.
Does that even count? Ready Player One? I heard that he was barely even there.
No,
Yeah.
it was his.
But
final
but from,
film.
he's
I mean,
credited.
1970 to 2000, a
He was
30-year run.
He was the
all
greatest
bangers.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a real peak in the '90s. It got crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Steven's
I'm-
calling out Rendan to get
Yeah,
yell
my
at.
bad. He's already on me for saying bad things about him.
I'm looking at the IMDb list that they made. I don't know how this was compiled at all, but the only director that they have in the top 10 that's under the age of like 70 is Tarantino. Which I don't know. I mean, Tarantino's been incredibly consistent. I think that that definitely goes for something. But I would put PTA above him.
Yeah.
They have Werner Herzog over Scorsese. Scorsese's 2. So.
That's crazy.
That is crazy to me. No.
I think a lot of it, whenever it comes, there's probably like a good 6 directors, and like there's probably not a wrong answer between any of them. It's kind of just preference. Like,
For sure.
I would probably rather watch a new Tarantino movie over any of the directors y'all are going to list. Does that mean he's necessarily better? Probably not. They're probably around the same level. But like, I'm going to go watch any new Tarantino movie day one, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think someone that has to be I wouldn't pick him, but I think someone that has to be mentioned is Nolan, just for the fact that he's one of the only bankable directors that can just really make a movie that almost makes $1 billion just off the strength of his name alone. Like nobody, I mean, you know, obviously the Barbenheimer thing was a thing, but I don't know if any other, I don't even think Tarantino or Scorsese could make a movie like Oppenheimer that makes almost $1 billion just because their name's on it. Like, I don't think that's, I mean, look at Killers of the Flower Moon. It's kind of they're analogous films, and Killers of the Flower Moon bombed, you know?
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I don't know. I was about to say Ridley Scott, but I'm fucking eating my own words before I say anything. James Cameron. I mean, James Cameron's made some genuinely really good movies, and he can make a fucking couple $1 billion pretty easy.
If he didn't have an obsession with technology and making movies about blue people, he would have made a lot of cool, interesting stuff. And I kind of hate that he spent the last 20 years of his life just making Avatar movies, and he will die making Avatar movies.
Yeah. What is he
I
doing?
still love Avatar movies, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Someone asked him about, he was apparently writing a Terminator movie, and he was just like, I don't know, I can't really find anything interesting about it, so I just gave up.
Oh, wow.
They're not blue enough.
There's no Na'vis in this, so it's kind of boring.
They're not fucking with their hair.
Yeah.
So what is your guys' top criteria for choosing this? Like, if we're just choosing a single one or like a top 3 or whatever, like what's the most important criteria for you?
Consistency, probably.
I agree.
If they're consistently putting out entertaining, well-made films, that's one of the pieces of criteria. They still have to be, making. What's the like time limit? Because there are directors where they haven't made stuff in like 15 years.
True. I think it's just, I don't think there needs to be one. I think it's just like living filmmaker. Whatever. Like people take a lot of time in between stuff, so that's fine. But I don't know. Yeah. I think for me, it's like that consistency is huge. And not just like consistency, but like making films that are both, for me, like really great and really entertaining and rewatchable. That's huge for me. Like rewatchability has become a big thing for me recently. Because like there's some really great movies that I will absolutely never watch again. Like The Iron Claw is one that springs to mind, where I'm like, that was a great movie, never gonna watch it again. So like I want to, like, Tarantino's great at making these rewatchable, fun movies. Even PTA, like One Battle After Another, is hilarious, and I would love to watch it again, and I'm gonna watch it again. So rewatchability is big for me.
Yeah, I think if for me it would be consistency is a big thing. The ability or inclination to innovate and to change throughout your career, and to just be a director that's willing to be ambitious. If those are my 3 main criteria, I think really the only 2 people that fit into that camp for me are Scorsese and Paul Thomas Anderson. And I feel like just because Scorsese has been, he's kind of done a lot of those, like, Irishman, Goodfellas type of mob movies, Departed, but he's also done stuff like Silence, which you would not expect the guy who made Goodfellas or The Irishman to have made Silence,
or Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah,
exactly. He's definitely been, like, I think he's more versatile than people give him credit for a lot of times.
I agree.
I was like, for me, it would be narrowed down to probably Tarantino or Scorsese, and I would give it to Scorsese too, just based on what you said, like just having done more things that are good, different things, right? Tarantino's done different things, but they're all Tarantino movies.
Yeah, he kind of has a pattern to himself, where I feel like Scorsese will do weird stuff just to see if he can.
Well, if you went if you didn't know and you went to go watch what was the fucking Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he's on the island, Shutter Island?
Oh, yeah.
Titanic.
Like if I never if somebody didn't tell me that Shutter Island was made by Scorsese, I wouldn't know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no,
impressive.
not at all.
No, that's
I
an
know you
interesting
guys said-
point.
Like, so Paul Anderson is in your guys' consideration, right? That's what you were talking about.
Yes.
I just
Absolutely.
think he should be
No,
eliminated. because he
WS
made-
Ethan.
No, I think he should be eliminated because he made all those Resident Evil movies.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I ruined your joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you ruined my
Yeah,
joke.
he
you dick.
stepped on it.
Sorry.
Paul
I was like,
W.S.
you
Anderson.
son of a bitch.
We were thinking on the same wavelength, though.
Well, let's not forget
Yeah.
Monster Hunter. Come on.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That's a classic, yeah. I think for
Monster
me,
Hunter.
it probably would have to be Scorsese because he's just been consistent since like 1970. Like he made Taxi Driver in the 70s, and then he just made Killers of the Flower Moon. Like that's an insane level of consistency.
Yeah.
But for me, I probably would just, on personal preference alone, I think it would be PTA for me. Just I love rewatching his stuff. Martin Scorsese stuff, I'm like, these like Killers of the Flower Room is a great movie, and I loved watching it. Haven't watched it again and have zero interest in seeing it again. I don't know why, but everything I've watched from PTA, I'm like, I immediately want to go rewatch this. Phantom Thread, I immediately went and rewatched it. Punch Drunk Love, I watched like 5 times. Everything he does, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching this again.
Yeah,
Do you guys think it's valid to put Denis Villeneuve up in this?
I
He's
think
getting
so.
there.
I think
Yeah,
he
I
should
mean,
get
the
talked
last like 9 films in a row have been like 8 out of 10 minimums for me.
Yeah,
I mean, he had that 5-year
I
stretch
think-
where it was bangers.
Oh my gosh, it was like one after. It was like I think it started with like Sicario and then Prisoners, then Blade Runner, then Arrival, or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
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 Oh man.
I mean, much
hard to
much
ignore
like
him.
much like Nolan, I think that he might be getting into that post whatever he does after Dune 3 or whatever,
He's doing
which
a
is
Cleopatra film and then like a
Cleopatra.
World War II film, I think.
is
Yeah.
he not doing the Bond movie anymore?
No, he's
I know
also
he was
doing that.
attached to
That's
that.
apparently what he's,
He's
doing
attached
next.
to that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And they're
So
starting
interesting.
casting next year, so that's definitely after Dune Messiah.
That's a little bit
Mhm.
less interesting than I would hope. I mean, Bond movies are always, especially since since what's his name, the Daniel Craig era, they've always been like at least like pretty visually ambitious. So I'm sure he'll do something cool with it. But I would rather him like go
Sure.
back into obviously like original works. But I think that he's getting to a place where he could be that director that kind of melds popcorn stuff and more art house
He's really good at
filmmaking.
that.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
If y'all had to pick a director that was like you're the best in your mind based on matching your sensibilities versus like literally technically being the best director of all time, who would it be?
That Paul Thomas Anderson is for me,
Hmm.
sensibility wise, for sure.
I think David Lynch for me, even though he's not living, but David Lynch,
What was the question?
R.I.P.
I lost it halfway through the sentence.
So like not necessarily the best ever, but like the best in terms of like matching your sensibilities and like what you want out of movies.
Or the Coen brothers.
Oh yeah,
we haven't really
I
talked
feel like it
about the
might be
Coen brothers.
for me.
Coen Brothers.
It's crazy we
Great.
haven't talked about the Coen brothers actually.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
it's
always
always
love
them,
everything
but
they make, but
they've split up though.
Because it's hard to say like the best living filmmaker is a filmmaking
Is a
duo,
duo.
I guess.
Hmm.
But-
because half of
That's
the
not-
stuff they've made in the last 20 years has been
No, it's
split
better
up.
that way because all the stuff because I can just lump the stuff they made together instead of their separate
Yes.
things.
Because Ethan Cohen's
Yeah.
or solo stuff is not for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I
How
think
was
you
his,
might be the only one who
Macbeth?
saw Honey Don't, right? Rendan? I don't think
Yeah.
any of us saw that.
That and Drive Away Dolls too. Ugh. No, I don't. I just it seems very clear what both of them were doing as a duo. Like because Joel did that Tragedy of Macbeth with Denzel Washington, and it's like okay, that movie is like
Yeah.
stark,
Yeah.
visual, kind of weird and experimental, and then Honey Don't and Drive Away Dolls are like these trashy B movies with these weird ass characters, and they're basically just like, look at this weird and wacky situation and nothing happens. Oh, this is so funny, right? And I'm like, ugh, this sucks. They need to get back together because they balance each other so well.
And
Yeah.
the writing isn't even that great in the Honey Don't.
No, it's just like it feels like those, the every time you watch a Coen Brothers movie, you have those like really standout side characters, these new Ethan Coen movies are like just populated by only those characters, and it's not that fun.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I didn't realize
tedious.
the last thing they all made together was the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, I actually underrated that one. I like that one.
I really like that
one.
one.
It is pretty good.
That one came out perfect timing. It came out like right before Red Dead 2.
Yeah,
we got a great meme out of it. Remember the first time? Yeah, the James Franco meme.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My director would probably be Wong Kar-wai, just because like every single one of his movies I've watched have like made me feel a lot, which is like rare for me, having a heart of lead.
Nice. That's always good.
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna plant my flag in the PTA column. That's where I'm going. That's my ultimate answer, which I feel bad because Scorsese's like right behind him, but I think I'll just go PTA. Ultimately,
Scorsese for me.
I think I'd go PTA as well.
I'll go Paul W.S. Anderson.
You haven't even seen any PTA. We need to get you on this PTA train.
I know. We were talking about seeing One Battle, and then I was like, I can't see it this weekend, and they were just like, okay, that's fine. And then I think it was like after we recorded last pod, Nick was just like, I'm sorry, dude, we're gonna have to talk about it. I cannot wait. And I was like, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about since you haven't seen any of his movies, we were all saying like it would be cool if we all recommend you like whatever we think would be the best starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What did you all agree on one for PTA?
Well, we're all gonna give a different. I think we're all gonna try to give a different one.
I had my screenwriting teacher. I was at a film festival. That's why I was busy this weekend. My screenwriting teacher, I was telling him about. We were talking about One Battle After Another, and he's like, "Oh, start with Boogie Nights."
Boogie Nights is easily the most accessible of his movies,
for sure. Yeah,
I mean, I would even say that one battle is right up there with it though, as being one of the most accessible too. I think,
but I feel like I feel like seeing the gradual progression to that is also kind of lost if you start there.
Oh yeah, sure. I don't think you should start with One Battle for sure.
Yeah, it's easy because it's in theaters.
Let's see, what was the like oldest main one? Like, was it what was the
Hard 8,
one?
right?
Magnolia.
That's his.
Oh yeah,
Magnolia was the one where he like really came
that was
out.
Hard 8.
Yeah, Hard 8's his first.
Magnolia's the one people heard about,
and then it was Punch Drunk
Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Punch Drunk Love is amazing. That's probably the one I would recommend first.
I
personally.
love that one. Yeah,
I know that was the Adam Sandler's Uncut Gems before Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
it's better than Uncut Gems. Honestly.
I like it better too. It's like a parody of Adam Sandler movies while making a very earnest Adam Sandler movie. It's so great. But I think I would recommend actually Phantom Thread for you. That would be my recommendation.
Oh,
I am in love with Phantom Thread. It actually might be my favorite from him.
So I mean, I think it's pretty easy to recommend There Will Be Blood because I think a lot of people it's sort of one of the top consensus picks for like best movies of the 21st century. It's right up there with No Country, or I mean, I guess people are putting Parasite up there too.
Right?
Yeah. I was reading this the other day that like they were basically filming within the same like 30-mile radius, like at the same time.
Funny.
Yeah, there's that big plume when they light the oil thing on fire, and apparently that plume of smoke went over into the No Country set and shut down their film for like a day and a half or something.
Yeah,
that's why the Coen brothers will always have a vendetta against PTA.
Yeah, they're trying to sabotage their Oscar chances. Which There Will Be Blood. Yeah, There Will Be Blood did not win the Oscar that year. It was No Country.
It was No Country. Yeah, and actually, I think There Will Be Blood's probably a better movie, but I've watched and rewatched and would probably prefer to watch No Country over it, which is crazy to say.
Yeah,
but
I've watched No Country so many times.
It's just pure cinema.
It's awesome.
So good.
And there's so much to get out of it every rewatch. You're just like, what the fuck does that mean? That line, I'm going to tie that back to this. What the hell is that?
Yeah. On our 50th episode, Rendan, we all recommended like what we were thinking would be like our favorite movie of all time, and I recommended No Country, but now like having rewatched There Will Be Blood, like in preparation for one battle. I was like, I don't even know. I don't know.
It's a
I don't
toss
know
up.
if I would put No Country above it. It really is a toss up, and it's crazy that they both came out so closely. Those movies are like always forever intertwined. But Ethan, knowing that you like No Country so much, not that they're not incredibly similar films, but I think they like aesthetically, they definitely have a similarity. They're sort of kindred spirits in a way, I would say. I feel like you would really enjoy that movie. I mean, most people do, you know.
Oh yeah.
I know it's
Except Nick.
I've seen it put into movie lists where it's like movies where Paul Dano gets the shit kicked out of him. Compilations.
That's the best one
like
for
that.
it.
Prisoners, The Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, Prisoners is the worst.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
that one's not a fun pummel.
No, the milkshake bit I won't spoil, but that one's fun.
It's very funny.
It's very funny. I think this is a little bit maybe off topic, but we're talking about favorites. I think as far as modern movies go, it's probably one of those two. But I think my favorite movie, this might be a little bit left field, but I have been recently obsessed with Lawrence of Arabia. I think that may be the greatest film ever made.
Like the 70s one?
Yeah. Lawrence with Peter O'Toole. I think that legit might be the best movie ever made. I'm obsessed with it.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I know that's like a big inspiration for Villeneuve's Dune.
That's the one where they shot it in like ultra widescreen, right? Like they like used like special cameras to make it look crazy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then they were.
Or has that Ben-Hur?
I think Ben-Hur did that, but they were like out on location where Lawrence of Arabia actually was, and they like found the trains that he really derailed that were still out in the desert. Like, it's crazy. And the scale of it is absurd. It's 4 hours long. It's this epic, and I can't even comprehend how they are able to do it in like 1969. It's unbelievable what they're able to pull off, and every shot is gorgeous. It literally every shot is like wallpaper material. It's one of the best looking movies ever, and Peter O'Toole is fantastic as the Lawrence. It's everything is great. Everything. It's the best movie.
Who directed that?
Oh frick! Now I'm forgetting his name.
Lawrence of Arabia. It was Lawrence.
Yeah, of Arabia, right?
It is. I have it pulled up.
I can't remember his name now.
David Lean.
Mm-hmm.
David Lean.
David Lean.
Yeah.
He also did Dr. Zhivago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that guy's movies.
I've one similar that's considered like a famous mass scale movie back then. It's not. It's actually a bit before. It's like 10 years before. That I've wanted to recommend for a while is Seven Samurai, but that's like a whole beast of a movie. I have a copy of it.
Which
I've never
one?
seen it. I don't
The
know.
OG 50s one or 40s one?
There's 3 versions.
Oh,
yeah, the 54 one. Yeah, the original
Yeah.
Akira Kurosawa, which is like 3 hours and 45 minutes.
The remake's actually pretty good too. Like actually all 3 versions kind of have their like positives, but that one's probably
Really?
the best version.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of
screenwriting
the other ones.
When I told him, I was like, "Oh, I want to watch this." He was
The
like,
newest there's a made for TV movie one that was kind of meh.
"A
Go ahead.
made for TV Seven Samurai."
Ugh.
Yeah,
No,
there's
I've
a made
just
for
heard-
TV one and then there was a newer one. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I've just heard Seven Samurai is like, put it on, take breaks in between, and just like you're gonna have to like fully sit down because it's like it's a big old pill to sit down and take.
Yeah,
in.
it is.
That's when I will literally rather die than watch on my phone.
Yeah, if you can get a hold of like the Criterion version, it's the best version of it, and it's worth sitting down and watching.
I have
Oh,
the
do you?
Criterion.
Okay, then perfect. Yeah, put that on. Set aside 3.5 hours. Put it on. It's a behemoth, and I haven't watched it since I watched it the first time, but it is one of the best movies. Like after watching it, I've watched so many things recently, and I'm like, oh, Seven Samurai inspired this. Oh, like the inspiration coming from that movie is insane.
That's true. I mean, just Kurosawa as a director inspired so many, especially like visually, so many movies.
Yeah. Like Ron.
Did Kurosawa do Hidden Fortress, or was that someone else?
Yeah, that was
Ron.
him.
Is gorgeous. I've seen screenshots from that.
Ron is gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's just Star Wars.
Yeah, literally, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Searchers
It's
is
just a
and
Star Wars story.
Magnificent Seven, like so much is inspired by
Magnificent
Kurosawa.
Seven, Seven Samurai. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Cowboys
seeing a lot
versus aliens.
that the Searchers was like a big influence on PTA for One Battle.
Mm.
That
Really?
the John Ford movie.
Well,
Yeah.
so I haven't seen One Battle, and don't spoil anything or whatever. But isn't Leonardo? I remember seeing the trailer, and there's like a lot of samurai stuff where he's like, "Thank you, Sensei."
Thank
or
you,
whatever.
Sensei.
Is there that in the movie?
He's not. No, he's not a samurai.
I know he's not.
He's
a
definitely
samurai.
Yeah.
Is he just a guy that's really into like Japanese culture and stuff?
Not
No,
really.
No.
Okay.
he's kind of a buffoon.
Well, maybe
a
I
little
shouldn't
bit.
ask any more questions. All right.
Yeah.
He's been playing a lot of idiots lately, then, because in Killers of the Flower Moon, he's a big dummy.
Yeah. He plays
That's
a good
true.
dumbass. He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He
That's
can't
true.
really play like handsome young fella anymore because he's very square shaped now.
Yeah.
That
It
is
looks
true.
a lot like who's the original Joker?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, it looks just like Jack Nicholson.
I can see
Yeah.
that a little bit.
He's still a handsome
He
guy.
can play the
I
Joker
think.
now.
I still think about that like story that came out where he like that chick was that he was dating is like, yeah, he rented out a whole theater and made me watch Star Wars while he jumps around in a Jedi robe with a lightsaber.
Jack Nicholson or Leonardo DiCaprio?
Leonardo DiCaprio, he like took a girl on a date to a theater that he rented out, made her watch like all the Star Wars movies while he's dancing around in a Jedi robe with a lightsaber.
That feels like a threat.
I gotta get there. Wow.
Oh wait, guys, have you guys seen the short film, The Audition, with that Scorsese made? It has De Niro, Scorsese acts in it and also directs it. It has Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, and it's basically like this extremely expensive short film promotion for the opening of some like hotel or resort in Macau. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm looking
No.
it up though.
It's crazy, dude. I gotta send it to you guys. I watched. It's like 16 minutes long. I watched it. Like,
Is it good?
it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, Scorsese wrote it, or Scorsese directed it, and Terrence Winter, who was like one of the big writers on The Sopranos and Mad Men, he wrote. He might have done some movies too. I'm not sure, but he wrote it. And like the premise of it is like he's trying to cast a new movie. And Leo and De Niro are both like they're vying for the part, and Scorsese like invites them both there, so they're like butting heads the whole time. It's kind of just like veiled advertisement for this
It sounds like
resort,
an episode of Entourage.
it's worth watching just because it's like directed by Scorsese and all of those actors are in it, and it is kind of funny, but it's just it's interesting. They must have paid them so much money to do that.
Yeah,
just like
that's
Oh,
bizarre.
I'm sure.
I read that.
$70 million short film.
Yeah, they
Goodness.
Leo and De Niro both made $13 million for doing 2 days of shooting.
Oh, wow.
That's
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And the resort looks like something that like Trump would build, kind of. It's kind of funny.
So really gaudy.
Yeah, it's like really
yeah,
gaudy.
gaudy mess.
But, a lot of
Oof.
gold. Yeah. But this is kind of a crazy thing because I just saw a short of it
That's
on
wild.
YouTube and I was like, what the fuck? What is this? But
Wow.
But yeah. So what do you think is all right, this is a good question. Who's the better Scorsese leading man, De Niro or Leo?
Ooh. De Niro.
Because that's kind of the premise of the short film.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I think it's De Niro.
I gotta see what they've been in from Martin.
Like Leo's more of
Because
like
like
the recent views.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hard because it's just like two different eras of Scorsese, though. That's why it's like really hard to kind of decide.
Yeah.
But also De Niro's been in way more, I feel like.
Yeah, I think I would pick De Niro just based on we talked about this a little bit earlier, but for me, Leo, like 50% of the time is more or less just kind of being himself. And I think like De Niro in that early work with Scorsese is like transcending himself. Like Raging Bull, he's fantastic. He's unrecognizable in that and Taxi Driver. I mean, he is special in those movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think in the short film they say that Leo has done. This was filmed 5 years ago, so not counting Killers of the Flower Moon. I think Leo has done 5, now 6, I guess, and De Niro has done at that point had done 8, and I guess now 9. Or was there one in between 2015 and 2023 that I'm not thinking of that had both of them or either of them in it? I'm not sure.
We're in silence.
What's even the only one I can think of that I really hold super highly in his filmography is Wolf of Wall Street. And that kind of pales in comparison to King of Comedy, Raging Bull, and Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to give it to De Niro, but
Shutter
it might
Island
be Leo if he keeps up with he keeps being in PTA and Martin Scorsese movies. If you guys want to talk Alien Earth, go ahead. I saw like 3 episodes and gave up because
I've only seen 2 episodes of it.
I'm sticking it out.
If you want to sell it,
sure,
and try to make me.
Oh well, here's the thing.
Are you enjoying it?
Here's the thing. I haven't watched the finale yet. I can't sell it because it's one of the worst things I've watched this year. I can't stand it. I think I'm completely hate watching it at this point. I think it's god awful. I think it's it is so insufferable. I don't even know why I'm still watching it. Like, I love the Alien series so much. I'm going to get fiery here. And I think this show is an embarrassment. I'll even watch the 4th Alien was a Resurrection over this. Like, I can't stand it. Everything about this feels like it could have been an email. It's so annoying. They get like every episode. I've been watching it with one of my friends because he's a big Alien guy too. Every episode we're like, what the hell was the point of that? Like, where is this going? It's just like 45-minute episodes where almost nothing happens. It's so frustrating.
That was kind of why I stopped off. I was 3 in, and I was like, I'm so bored.
Yes.
Well, have you seen Legion?
No.
The show Legion?
I've heard that's good. Is that good?
Noah Hawley's
I haven't seen it.
Big show.
Oh. No, his Fargo is his current running show. So Legion is good, right? But it's set in the X-Men universe, right?
Yeah.
But it is so far removed and trying to be its own thing, almost as an excuse to like make his own story, right? And that's kind of where Alien Earth felt for me, where it's like, it doesn't feel like he really wants to make an alien story. It feels like he wants to make some story about little kids that get put in adult robot bodies.
And he's like,
more than he wants to make an
Peter
alien
Pan.
movie.
Ugh. Yeah, it's like
there's a weird Peter Pan.
Yeah, it's like insufferable in how it's
too much. It's too Noah Hawley, and it's not.
Yes, it's like trying so hard to be something like cerebral, and it's the absolute lowest brow thing I can possibly imagine. Like, you have the CEO guy who just is walking around in like the worst outfits and no shoes because he's quirky and the CEO guy. And I'm like, get this guy off my screen. Why is he an alien? I can't stand this kid. And then all of these babies in the robot bodies, and you have these adults trying to act like children, and they're horrible. I can't watch them. They suck. And even the xenomorph they're ruining by having minor spoilers. The main girl learns xenomorph language, and she like talks to it and is able to control it. It's the stupidest shit.
Wow.
I agree with you.
It's so bad.
I think it's bad, and I don't like it. However, I think he, as a creator, a showrunner, he has to be in certain things, and I think his style works for Fargo because it has such outlandish characters, and like it's very Coen Brothers, right? And I think he can work within that kind of world a lot better than this type of world. I just think he was the wrong choice for this show. Is really all it was.
I agree. I mean,
I don't think it's innately bad.
No, I think the show looks expensive. It looks nice, but the writing is just too much for what Alien is. Like, Alien is like, for me, it's always been kind of this like metaphorical, like gods and humanity type of thing, like philosophical stuff. And then this is like, it just ratchets that up to an extreme where it's not interesting anymore. Ugh.
Mhm.
I cannot stand it, and
agree.
I'm not looking forward to this finale because I just know that it's going to end on some bullshit cliffhanger where nothing is explained and nothing is solved. They've been sitting on an island for like half the show and just wandering around. I hate it. Ugh.
Yeah, I asked somebody who had finished it all, and I was like, did it like tie up? Is it like going to be a one-off thing? And they're like, no, it's carrying on. So,
Of course.
and that's like where I'm like, I know I'm not going to like this because Noah Hawley's stuff is works so much better when it's all one season. He has to tie it up, and he can move on to some new characters that are also weird in their own way. But he doesn't write characters that are meant to last. Like none of these characters are characters I'm going to give a shit about for 3 seasons.
No, I don't even care about
Period.
them in their individual episodes. Yeah. And there's no growth for them at all. And then things just come out of nowhere. Like one of the guys gets hacked in by one of the cyborgs from the ship, and he's like trying to tell him, he's like whispering sweet nothings to him. I don't even know how he was able to hack into this $1 billion person, and he's telling him like, yeah, go get me a xenomorph. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's so stupid. And then to counter that, like the writing in this show compared to Peacemaker, oh my God, it's the polar opposites.
No, Peacemaker's awesome.
Yeah,
No, I only watched 2 episodes of Alien, and the main character girl was insufferable to me.
Why do they all have the
Yeah.
same?
So
Why do
fucking
they
rough.
all like just kind of feel like they're just doing Ripley again in every Alien thing?
I don't
This is
know. We
Ripley
don't need to
6 or
do
whatever.
that. Yeah.
She kind of looks like her, but like I don't even feel like I feel like
It's
she's
always
this is
just-
like Mary.
it's always
This is
just
like
white
Mary
girl
Sue
with brown
Ripley.
Yeah.
and she's a superhero because she's a robot body.
Yeah.
She's
When
good
she
at
was sitting up on
everything.
that cliff
And-
and she jumped down on the beach,
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. It's just bad.
It
It's
looks
just,
so
it's
ugly,
just
too.
I'll
such-
race you back to the
Yeah, it
base.
looks terrible. She's so fast.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they'll do nothing with this.
Yeah, it
Thank you
looks
for showing me
expensive,
that,
too.
Noah. Yeah. Like there's so much that is just I feel
Yeah,
like it's just
that show sucks.
inherently wrong with it. It's just gross. The writing is horrendous. They set up so much stuff that goes nowhere. I just can't. I can't do it.
I would have
I'm really
rather
glad
them
I
made like
stopped
a really
watching
shitty. I would have rather them make like a really shitty Alien versus Predator show
I agree.
of the same quality of the.
I
I
previous
would rather
ones.
watch Alien
Yeah.
versus Predator.
Do you guys think, out of both franchises at this current moment, what do you think is on a better track right now? The Alien franchise or the Predator franchise? Because in the
Predator by
Predator
a mile.
franchise, we just got Prey, we got Killers of the Flower Moon. Sorry, Killers of Killers, not Killers of the Flower Moon. And then we just have coming up, I think it just came out or it comes out next week, the Badlands, which
Yeah.
I've heard very good things about. And then for Alien, we just had Romulus, and then now Alien Earth, and I think they're doing another Romulus sequel, which is going to be sort of a Prometheus sequel as
But
well, apparently.
I don't think
Yeah.
Fide is even a part of it though,
He's
right?
not.
No,
He's
it's this
Yeah,
new
no.
director.
I didn't really even like Romulus that much. I felt like that
I
was
wasn't
too
huge
fan
on
servicey.
Romulus, but
It's better than Alien.
it was
Earth.
just there was like one character in it that like basically sold the whole movie for me though.
Was it the
The
android
robot
from
guy?
Romulus?
Andy, yeah,
It was the guy
yeah,
from
he's
Long Walk,
good.
yeah.
He's really
yeah,
good.
the guy from Long Walk. He's
Yeah.
he's
Johnson.
so good.
He's such an amazing actor.
he's really good.
He elevates terrible material like nobody else.
Mm-hmm. Like when he's
But
saying,
yeah, I think
like,
I think
hands
Predator
off her,
as
you
well. I think
bitch, or whatever.
Predator's looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Prey was-
yeah.
Prey was
Oh,
really
yeah,
good.
I remember they did that line.
Yes.
I liked Prey. It was a solid, like,
I-
we're kind of doing a sort of reboot, but we're doing a bunch of new stuff, new time period. It wasn't perfect, but I was like, this is a fun, like a new thing.
It was fun.
I kind of thought
Yeah.
for a while they were just going to do, like, different time period Predators. But then they kind of all just were like, well, we don't want to do the same thing again. We're just going to do Killers of Killers, where it's a big anthology thing with all that, with that premise, which is fun.
I didn't really like Prey, but I see the appeal of it.
Yeah. I'm
know.
sick by Alien Earth.
Okay, let's talk about a good show.
Mm.
I feel like
What
I
do we
got
think
a
about
xenomorph
Peacemaker?
in my chest. Let's talk about Peacemaker.
Please.
Yeah, how
Brandon,
we,
we've talked about it
Rendan-
a little bit, but how are you liking it so
yeah,
far?
you give us your rundown. We haven't heard your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I really liked the first season too. But this one feels so much more focused. It feels like it's kind of weird to explain it because it's like Peacemaker is the focal point of the show, and he basically does nothing like superhero-y at all. Like the first season's very much just this alien invasion, we're gonna stop it, and there's a little bit of like, will they, won't they, with him and Hardcore and the group getting together. It's kind of it's a little bit more like, I don't want to say generic, but it's a little bit more simple. Whereas season 2 has completely fleshed out almost every individual character in a way that has been super satisfying to go through.
No, I completely agree. I wasn't super sold on this season at the beginning. At the beginning, I was just like, on paper, this doesn't work. But because I was like, why are we doing multiverse shit again? Why are we doing all this? And then I was like, oh wait, it kind of works though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Nick made a whole video on this, on like why multiverse stuff doesn't work in a lot of the superhero stuff, because it's used to just be cameos fest, whereas it should be used as a storytelling device, which it is. They're doing the sitcom premise where you go to a world where you think you want you're like, I wish, the main character's like, I wish I never had you as my parents, and then the world changes.
Like wish upon.
And then they're like, wait a minute, I actually loved them. That's basically what Peacemaker season 2 is.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's done in such a mature
Nazis.
way. Yeah, with Nazis.
Spoilers.
That is crazy. It just feels so
something
mature.
we've been talking about for the last like month. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's something we've been talking about for a while. We've been theorizing that that this was a Nazi.
It's going to be
superworld.
Nazis.
We're like, why is there like no people of color? We're like, that's a little weird, because then you go back to the normal scenes and there is, like, you're like, no, there's people of color walking around everywhere.
And also just
true.
him saying "best dimension ever."
Yeah,
over and over. Like they're gonna flip the switch, the script on us.
I do find it hilarious that this guy was like, every character was like, immediately got there like, something's weird here, and he's like, what? No, it's great. And then
It's
they're like,
the best.
He's like, they pull out the flag with the swastika on the American flag, and she's like, oh yeah, wow. And like, you can tell he's like, I guess I really never noticed there were no people of color around here, and I never looked at any of the flags.
Yeah, that's the kind of fascinating element of it, is like Peacemaker's character is so much more interesting in this season than he was in the first one. Like they did some good stuff with him in the first one, but this one is like they've taken him to an extreme that I didn't think they would have been able to. And he's so much more interesting than I thought, like I ever thought he would be, because he comes in this dimension and he's like, this is the best dimension ever, because he's got the blinders on. He only sees what he wants to see. Whereas the literal second anybody comes in, they're like, whoa, this is weird. Something is not right. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually very telling of Peacemaker as a character.
Well, Vigilante too, he doesn't really notice anything either, because he's
true.
kind of like in that same thing where he's like very single-minded.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which Vigilante, if they didn't, he is so good.
Oh,
he is
Freddie
so
Stroma, he's
fantastic.
great.
I love him. He's so funny.
I'm glad they also didn't do the trope where, I'm glad they just, he finds his other self and they're immediately just like, this is so sick.
Yeah, he didn't have to be the opposite of him for no reason.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna kill you, you're trying to take my place. No, instantly they're like, dude, we're doing the Spider-Man thing, oh my god.
Yeah, that was fun. I think I'm very interested to see where they'll take him in this next one. It feels like this is going to be quite the low point in this next episode, or everything is going to kind of hit the fan.
Yeah.
It's also like, it makes me realize how little like good television I've watched for so long, because I can't think of a show other than like Stranger Things previously where like I'm literally I feel like it's torture to wait week to week to watch this show.
I just want to know what's gonna happen.
Yes, it has been so long.
I'm just and the episodes they're an hour long and they feel like they're like 10 minutes long.
Literally, that last one I was like, oh, it's over already? Are you kidding me?
It's stressing me out.
Yeah,
I know that is one. It's like a nitpick, but all the episodes feel very short. I think they're like 30 minutes with like 10 minutes of credits.
They feel short.
I think it is just good writing though, because like I think once we sit down and rewatch this season at some point, like next season, we're gonna be like, that was a very satisfying arc. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see
the
that.
only thing that hasn't really gone anywhere thus far, I guess it was like a mini arc within the season, was the whole Red Saint Wild and Eagly battle that lasted 2 episodes.
2
and
episodes.
Then they just instantly kill him.
Yes.
And it's like, Eagly is a primal, powerful, magical eagle.
Yeah, and he was aura farming the whole time.
Yeah.
That was insane. I didn't expect it either. I knew that they were faking out the deaths over and over, but like I did not expect the Eagles' superpowers.
Yeah, that was fun. And it's also like apparently the Michael Rooker was called last minute. Like they had a different actor for that, and it like either wasn't working or he had like to drop out before some scenes started. So he was just like, "Hey, Michael, can you do me a favor and just show up tomorrow as this character? I promise you'll get to play another character in the DCU, but I just need someone to play this character right now."
Wow.
He said he's going to keep putting him in like every single thing he makes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's.
I think he
He's a
has.
great
I think
actor.
Michael Rooker has been in every single thing James Gunn has ever directed.
Yeah, he was in Slither. He was in. Was he in Romeo and Juliet?
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He has been in the trauma stuff, but I don't think he even directed that. I don't think he directed. I don't
He
think he
wasn't-
directed any trauma
So
stuff.
any
I
of the
think he
directed
wrote.
stuff.
No, he wrote it. Yeah, he wrote trauma stuff, but he didn't direct it. But Michael Rooker, he was even the Superman robot in Superman. One of them, at least.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was one of them. He's
Mhm.
the one that's like
He's been in
14
every
broken
single
bones.
property.
You
Yep,
can always
that
tell
one.
it's him
Yep,
from
yep.
his voice.
Uh-huh. He's
Yeah.
great. I really like him in
It's
everything,
crazy.
too.
I didn't even know he existed until The Walking Dead, and then I started recognizing him in everything.
You're like, oh, it's that racist guy.
Hey, it's that guy.
I think the first
It's
time
hard
I
to believe
really-
that he's not racist. He looks
He really
racist.
looks like, certain racist people have a look to him. Honestly, in a
Mhm.
different world, he would have played White Dragon in a different version of this show.
Oh, absolutely. But
Okay.
but
I
Mr.
think he
Terminator
would've
Man is
White
great
Dragon.
as it.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't actually gotten a lot of or Blue Dragon, I guess, in this season. Like he's there, but it's not really been a whole lot of. It's just kind of like a scene where he's like, "All right, love you, buddy," and then he leaves the room.
It probably doesn't help
Yeah.
that he's like a big fat man, big fat old white man trying to do superhero stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but he's probably not even in the costume for most of it.
that's true.
Yeah, I guess
It's
so.
probably
They
stunt
just throw a
double.
fat suit on some random dude.
Yeah.
But
I'm-
he did. It does seem like he's going to have a major plot in this next one because he captured what's his
Oh,
name?
he
Economos.
captured Economos.
Yeah, Economos. So
Stab
Yeah.
him through the
he's going to have to
hands.
stand up to his dad.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
Dude,
going
but,
to be interesting.
But this whole universe makes me wonder, what happened to all the black people? Because they were scared. All the white people were terrified.
And they said
of her.
one got out.
Yeah.
So where are they keeping
Yep.
all of them? They didn't kill all of them. Like they
Yeah.
don't. It's not like because I wasn't sure if they were going to see them and be like, "What are you?" Like they just they didn't they got wiped out hundreds of years ago or something. But
Mm.
no, it's no, they've been in prison somewhere. Knowing James Gunn and the DCU at this point, they're probably trapped in what's it called? What's Superman trap people in the
Oh,
old Superman movies?
yeah.
What's that called?
Um,
Whatever that's called.
the Phantom
The-
Zone or whatever.
Shit, the Phantom Zone. Yeah, they might be like, we stuck them all in the Phantom Zone.
Do y'all think? Do you think we're gonna get any other cameos? We got Lex Luthor.
I know Superman's not
Mm.
in it. That's at least what James Gunn has said, and David Cornswell was apparently really mad that he wasn't in it because they filmed Lex Luthor's scene while they were filming Superman, and he was like, "Are you freaking serious, dude?" I think it'd be cool if we got Bloodsport showed up. I think that would be pretty sick.
Ah,
Get
that
Idris
would be
Elba
cool.
That'd
back
be interesting.
because he's a very
That would
important
be
character
sick.
to Peacemaker.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't know.
I have liked
mean,
that they've
I'm really
it's
loving
been
it.
yeah, me too. It's been really interesting to see how he's kind of retconned certain things, like with that opening shot where he brought in the Justice Gang instead of the Justice League, and now this second season is
Justice Gang and Superman and
heavily
Supergirl.
leaning on Suicide Squad too, which has been completely left field for me with the Rick Flag and Rick Flag Jr. So I would love to see that, and I would love to see Starro again. Bring him back. Bring the big starfish back.
Yeah,
I wish they would have just re-edited the first season and just cut it out entirely, just so they could make it all consistent.
I
Because
mean,
that was
he
all
said he
done
wanted
before.
to, but he was like, there was no way they were going to approve the budget that would require. That's what he
But they
said.
basically
Mm.
did it though.
I mean, they
Like
did
it was
for
like
the
such a
recap.
short scene.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying though. They basically did it.
Mhm.
They already had them there. I don't know. It just feels like a missed opportunity to just make it all make sense.
it's exciting.
Mm.
I feel like for Marvel and DC, I'm actually excited for the DC stuff. Whereas like Marvel, I'm like, they'll announce a new show. I think a show's coming out in like a week. I could not care less.
They just released like the Marvel Zombies.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't give a shit. There's no more movies coming out for the year, but I don't know. I don't have any interest. Whereas like the DC, I'm like, they're doing weird things. They're doing interesting things, and it actually is like overseen by someone who has like a vision for what they want to do, and is actually a talented like writer director.
I don't know if you saw what I sent you, but like they said that they're doing a soft reset of the Marvel universe. They're not even doing a full reboot.
Oh,
they're doing a soft reboot of 70 to 80 or 60 to 80% of Marvel. So they're going to reset some things, but not everything.
Yeah, gross. I saw that they're doing basically. The rumor was like a couple years ago that like after Secret Wars, which comes out in like a year and a half, they're going to do, yeah, like you said, soft reboot because they want to. They started the universe when they didn't own all the characters they own now, which is kind of what's left them in this awkward situation like Fantastic Four, where they keep having to like find new ways to introduce characters when it wouldn't make sense that they've existed this whole time without being known of. So they're going to do that, basically reboot, and then just essentially just make it a little more streamlined, possibly, but well, who knows? And they're going to recast like Captain America and Iron Man and stuff.
But if they really wanted to do that, there was a whole like comic accurate way to do it. Like the entire like Invincible or oh my god, Ultimate
Infinity
Universe.
War? Oh, Ultimate.
The entire Ultimate Universe basically gets like folded into the regular universe. Well, not the entire thing, but a lot of it does. They could have just done something like that, where they're just folding two universes, which I feel like they're doing that now with Fantastic Four. But
yeah,
I don't know. They just need to reboot it all. It's gone to the fucking shithole.
I'm done with it. Yeah, I mean, going from
messy
from Superman to Fantastic Four, it's like night and day for me. I did not like Fantastic Four at all.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Rendan, I have a rule for movies where if I have to pee in a movie theater and then I like actually get up to go pee, or I'm really considering it, then the movie is not holding my attention. And I really had to pee for Fantastic Four. I didn't, but I was really close to getting up.
I usually don't pee during movies. Actually, it depends.
Me either.
Yeah, if a movie sucks, I'll go pee.
Jurassic World.
I peed during Jurassic World.
Yeah, exactly. It's so terrible.
Yeah, that movie's embarrassing.
So you see movies a lot more than us. What are some things that a lot of people didn't see that you went to go see, Rendan, that you think they should?
Yeah, underrated.
That they should see. Oh, that's an interesting question. I'll watch anything. Like I literally just watched that Drop movie, just cause. Like, so I'll watch just about everything.
Oh
yeah, I saw a trailer for it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's like really not good. I love premises like that where you're like locked in a location, you have to figure your way out. But the figuring their way out of it is just who's giving these drops to me. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. It's not good. But I would think like there's a lot of really solid movies this year that I think flew under the radar. Specifically in the horror genre, like Bring Her Back was genuinely one of my favorite movies this year, and it's so heartfelt and earnest. That one's up there for me. Here's another kind of a controversial one, but Until Dawn I actually kind of enjoyed. It's nothing like the game, but it was really fun. Yeah, it was just a fun watch, and they actually did end up tying it into the game in kind of an interesting way. But I like there's a real like push for practical effects in that. There's like a scene where people are just exploding and it looks great because they did these practical effects for it. It's really fun. It's a really fun movie, and Warfare is up there, Novocaine is up there.
Okay.
But so like all of those I would recommend watching for sure. Black Bag with Michael Fassbender. There's been a lot of really solid movies. None of them I would say are like gonna knock your socks off, but they're all really solid. And then there's the opposite side of the spectrum where there's just complete dog shit. Like Flying Lotus just made a new movie called Ash, and it is god awful. And I like Flying Lotus. So this year's been a mixed bag. But
to add to that, I got really bored last night and I watched the new Karate Kid, and that fucking shit sucked. Fucking balls.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
Yeah, that is a different level of boredom if you're
But
watching
a lot of
that.
those are movies that I like thought about going to see.
Mhm.
Like I wanted to see not Bring Her Back, because I really liked Let Me In. I just didn't
Yeah.
go see it. I
You
don't
mean
know
Talk
why.
to Me?
Talk to me.
Talk
Yeah.
to me.
Let Me In's the very
Yeah,
good
Bring Her
movie.
Back's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I every time I want to see Bring Her Back, but every time everyone I look it up, everyone's like, it literally went too far, and I was like, oh, all right, well, I have to be in the mood for it.
It
then.
was dark. Yeah, it was dark.
I've heard it's really fucked up.
When I came in, yeah, I was in the theater sitting with like 3 people. There's like a 40-year-old mom next to me, and right before it started, she's like, "I just haven't seen anything that's really that scary this year." And then the literal second it ended, she was like, "Oh my god, that was the darkest movie I have ever seen."
I still think it's gonna be hard for anything to beat Weapons for me this year. I don't know what it
Weapons
is,
was really
but
good.
it was perfect.
Weapons
It's
is
perfect.
great, and Eddington too. Lest we not forget Eddington.
Oh yeah,
Eddington, I hate Ari Aster. Everybody knows this. That movie's been growing on me. I've been thinking about it more and more, and I'm like, maybe I liked it,
It's kind of great.
and I hate that I liked it.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
hate
great.
it. I hate that I enjoy the movie, and I hope that his next. I hope that I hate his next movie, because it's bad for my ego. It's been like a key personality trait for me for like 6 years to hate Ari Aster.
Yeah, Eddington's great,
well,
man.
don't worry, he'll make sure you hit the next one.
Yeah, and Mickey
It's so
17.
good. And
Come on.
I mean, it's like, I think, what did I get? Mickey 7. I rewatched it
I
the other
didn't
day
like
again.
Mickey 17.
Have you watched it again?
Love it.
No.
I
Because
love
it does help. It does help. I've watched it 3 times now, and
Yeah, it just
each
gets
time I've
better.
liked it more.
All right, we're winding down and closing up the episode. Nick, what are you
All right.
recommending?
So I think because Dwayne the fucking mini verticals Johnson is coming out with a new movie,
No, it's multiple
which we're gonna
verticals.
watch. What did I say?
You said many verticals. It's multiple verticals.
Oh, multiple verticals. Okay, I'm sorry. He has the Smashing Machine coming out, which we're going to talk about. I figure we should pair it up with another wrestling movie, which I guess this isn't a wrestling movie. Whatever, dude. We're watching The Wrestler.
It's called The Wrestler. What else could it be about? I've never seen this, by the way.
Well, no, The Wrestler's about a wrestler, but the Smashing Machine is about a UFC
it's
fighter
about a
played
fight.
by a wrestler.
It's all men, half-naked men hitting each other. All
Yeah,
right.
one has Mickey Rourke, and he's ugly
Oh,
as
yeah.
shit. And he's
All
on
right,
roids.
everybody. If you enjoyed this episode, want to see more, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, all that stuff on any podcast listening platform at your disposal. And if you do not want to be spoiled for the Smashing Machine and the Wrestler, make sure to watch them before next episode. Thank you once again, Rendan, for being here and especially filling in for me on my PTA absentee episode. We really appreciate you being here.
And plug yourself.
Thank you.
And plug yourself.
It's always
Mr.
fun.
Rendan.
It's always fun to be here. You can find me just at my name, Rendan Lovell, on YouTube or Instagram or wherever else you care to look for me.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
As always, everybody, get Stuckmanized.
Get Stuckmanized.